In this video, we're going to be talking about changing the chart design. Once you've created a chart, it's easy to modify the design. You can change data values in the worksheet, and the chart is automatically updated to reflect the new data. Each of the Chart Tool tabs can be used to make specific changes in the chart. Using the Chart Tools tab, or Chart Tools Design tab, you can change the chart type in the Type group, modify the data range and configuration in the Data group, or you can change the layout of objects in the Chart Layout group. Choosing from coordinating color schemes in the Chart Styles group, and move the location of the chart in the Locations group. The layouts in the Chart Styles group offer pre-configured alignments of the chart objects in your chart, such as legend, title, or grid lines. These layouts offer an alternative to manually making formatting and design changes. So let's take a look at step 1 on page Excel 86. And on step 1 it tells us that we want to click on cell C12. So we click on cell C12 here, and we're going to replace this number. We're going to type in 75432.29. And we're going to press our tab key twice. Now notice when you do that, the chart has been automatically updated down here. And we're going to replace the number here, the value here, with 84295.27. And we're going to press our enter key. And you'll notice that once again, the chart has changed on there. And that's a good thing about using Excel for making your charts, is because once you update the information up here, it's reflected down here as well. And of course, if you use the correct formulas for the auto sum on there, the totals there has automatically been updated as well. In step 2, it tells us that we want to select the chart by clicking a blank area within the chart border. So the upper left-hand corner will be fine if we just click anywhere in this blank area. Once we have that, notice we have our Chart Tools back, and this time we're going to click on the Chart Tools Design tab. Now what we're going to do is that we're going to select and click the Layout 3 button in the Charts Layout group. So if we take a look, here's Style 1, Style 2, and this is in the, that's the styles. Over here in the Charts Layout group, we're going to choose Layout number 3, which is this one right here. And when we choose Layout number 3 and click on it, notice that this has changed. Of course, the legend moved to the bottom of the chart, which it shows it right there. So that's where the legend is moved to the bottom of the chart. Now you can choose any of the different layouts and see which one works best for you on there. However, in this case, we like the original layout. So we're just going to click on the undo button to get back to this chart type right here. Next, what we're going to do is, and this is step 3, we're going to click on the Change Chart Type button in the Type group, which is all the way over to the left here. We have Change Chart Type and Save as Template. We're going to click on the Change Chart Type. And when you do that, the Change Chart Type dialog box opens. And this is where you can choose from all available chart types, categories, and just the types. The left pane lists the available categories, which is over here, column, line, pie, bar, area, and so forth. And the right one over here will actually show you the individual chart types. Now, an orange border surrounds the currently selected chart type, which is this one right here, and that's our cluster column that we had before. In step 4, we want to click on bar. So we're going to click on bar over here in the left pane, and notice that takes us to all of our bar charts right here. And of course it tells us that we want to confirm that the clustered bar chart is the type that's selected. And we can put our mouse pointer over this and see our screen tip where it says clustered bar. Once we have that, we can click on OK, and now notice that the chart type has been changed to a clustered bar chart. Now you look at the bar chart and it's a little bit harder to see because you decide that to see if the large increase in cells is more apparent if you use a three-dimensional column chart. We take a look at this, and this looks a little bit kind of scattered. on there, a little bit cluttered. It's kind of hard to see that's on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this to a three-dimensional column chart. To do that, we're going to go back up and change chart type in our type group. We're going to click on column in the left pane of the chart type, and then we're going to click on 3D clustered column, and it's fourth from the left in the first row. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there you'll notice there's the 3D clustered column. When we click on that, that's going to select it and make it surrounded by an orange border, and we're going to click on OK. And notice that that now will give us a three-dimensional column chart on there instead of our bar chart. Now you notice that the three-dimensional column format is more crowded than the two-dimensional format, but this does give you a sense of volume, so it kind of gives you a little bit of a different look and feel to it. However, to me, this just doesn't look correct for the data that we're looking at. You know, sometimes this may be appropriate, but for now, we prefer the other style that we had, our first one. And to change it back to the first one, we're going to click back on the chart type again. Click on, and this is step 6. Click on the clustered column, and then we're going to click on OK. And then now notice that the data has been changed back to a clustered column. Now we're going to change the style of this chart. And we're going to go over here to the chart styles group, and we're going to choose style 3, which is the third one from the left. There's 1, 2, and 3. Now you'll notice that all of the columns are a shade of blue. However, once again, still makes it a little bit difficult to see, so we're going to change this back to the different colors. Makes it a little bit easier to see. Once you have that, just go ahead and click on your Save button and take a look at the bottom of page 86, which it talks a little bit about creating a combination chart. And said you can apply a chart type to an existing data series in a chart. You can create a combination chart. And in the existing chart, you select the data series you want to plot on a secondary axis and open up the Format dialog box. And you can use the shortcut menu just by right-clicking on there, that's the shortcut menu. Or you can click on the Format selections in the Current Selections group on the Format tab on the ribbon. In the Format dialog box, you can click on Series option if necessary. Click the Secondary Access option button under the Plot Series on, and then close. You click the Layout tab on the ribbon, click Accesses in the Access group, and then click on the type of secondary access you want and where you want it to appear. Now we're not going to show you that during that video, but do know that that is an option that you can do in Excel. Now of course, working with 3D charts is a little bit different than 2D charts because you do have that third dimension. If you'd like to read up a little bit more about working with 3D charts, take a look on page Excel 87. And that is where you do have an X and Y axis as well as a Z axis, which is the third axis in which it gives it some depth. Go ahead and make sure that your work is saved and you're ready to move on to the next video in which we're going to be changing the chart layout.